Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Schmozone podcast. This is episode number 79. I'm Dave Schmulenson, a.k.a. The Schmo. My co-host is...
Helen Yee with Helen Yee Sports.
And I am very happy for today's guest. We have the champion. He's the WBA Super. He's the WBO. He's the IBF. He's the Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world, Teofimo Lopez.
WBC.
Okay, undisputed. He's wearing the hoodie, too. We can get into that. And senior, Teofimo Lopez Senior. Thanks for joining us today.
How you doing?
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for having us.
Of course, man. We were going at it before we started with this podcast. We were getting into some really deep stuff about number 6, about life, existence, creation, and you're a very well-spoken, well-read human being.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we were talking real deep about different things of numerals and stuff, and how like every like angel number has a certain representation of something, right, and meaning. So I feel like, you know, in reality, we're all God's creation, right? So it's like it all goes back to that. You know how I felt like when they changed the number 666, a lot of people think that's satanic and it's Satan and stuff, but in reality, it's not. It's Mother Earth. You know, but a lot of people don't talk about that. Yeah.
And what's the symbolic of you being on episode number 79, 7 plus 9? You're talking about that? 16?
16, yeah. 7 plus 9. Yeah, if you add that up. Everything is all numeral if you really think about it. You know, and what's in between is 8. You know, and I feel like that's really what's going on right now in today's world. Like 8 could be a symbolization of like COVID and everything that society's going through right now. Like we have masks walking around everywhere, like having like closing Earth, you know, and the fresh air that we get in our lungs, you know. So everything adds up in somehow, like in some way. So it's like just connecting with a higher, you know. There is a higher, as there is, like they say, as above, so below. So it's always been something like that I kind of started realizing as in myself. You know, I could be wrong in certain things, you know what I mean? I don't know everything, you know, because at the end of the day, we never graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never graduate. And that's the beauty of it, though. So I feel like, you know, coming all into that, you know, 16 and everything, I started boxing my professional career in 2016. You know, it's like all this is it's not a coincidence. This is like the reason why we're here today and the reason why I'm here with you guys. So thank you all, really.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate having you here. You know, it's October 4th. We're recording this podcast on Monday. You were supposed to have this fight that was changed on so many different dates against George Kambosas and Madison Square Garden, the Hulu Theater, Monday night. And instead, you're here in the Schmozone.
Yeah, I mean, what are the chances? I mean, but you know what? Everything happens for its reasons. Everything happens. And I think that it's there's probably a bigger picture out there for me and for my team and for the takeover. You know, we were supposed to be out there at the Hulu Theater, and a lot of people think that we're the ones that are ducking and everything, but this is just something out of our hands. You know, we've pushed on to try to create this fight to keep on going and keep on living. And somehow, I guess somewhat, maybe the industry or they're doing their own dirty tactics or doing their own thing. You know, I don't want to step on no one's toes, never been the type. But we're just staying ready. You know, we're staying ready through it all. You know, if they cancel this fight, which they already did, they announced it. So I'm looking forward to just getting back. You know, really, I'm not. It's been almost a year. You know, it's been almost a year. I'm not the type to
October
take this.
17th.
Yeah.
It's when you beat Loma.
Yeah.
You took all the belts.
So I feel like they're just trying to shelf me. You know, people just butthurt right now. You know, the odds were against me then, and the odds are against me now. You know, but that's what we're all about. We represent against all odds. You know, it actually symbolizes, you know, the INRI in Jesus is 25. That's why a lot of people die before they're 25.
Tupac.
Yep. Biggie.
Biggie.
Yeah. So all this aligns back to Jesus. You know what I mean? Because everything started from there. Yeah, I'm getting deep on this, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm 24. You know, I'm 24, and there's a lot of things going on right now, and I don't want to step on that. You know, I don't want to step on that situation right there. But that's just a little preview of something that I just want people to kind of realize that what world we're really in.
Well, when did you start researching or learning more about this and being more into this?
When they boxed me in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when people started boxing me in and like doing what they're doing right now, you know, we've always been the type, me, my father, my team, we've always been the type to be respectful to everybody. You know, we may be disrespectful to the fighters because we're about to fight them. You know, that's the fight game. You know, we talk. But the thing is that we always backed it up. You know what I'm saying? But it got to the point where we didn't step on nobody's toes. You know what I mean? We came in this at 23 years young, made history in my sport. You know, but I'm not even at my prime yet, and people got upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of youth out there that are looking forward to seeing me fight again. Why stop me from doing that? Why stop the vision of what I got in mind? You know, and it's like that. You know, I guess everybody's cheering you on when you're doing good, but they don't want to cheer you on when you're doing better than them. But in reality, everybody's better than everybody. Like, we all are the same, you know, and that's why I kind of realized, like, I guess when they boxed me up, I just went back to, I had to find love in myself, because God is love, and how is it that we're like imperfectly perfect in his eyes, right? So if we love ourselves, then we love God for creating us, right? So I had to find that. In order to find love, you have to find God. And while they were doing this, like, I was just meditating a lot, you know, meditation, day in, day out, you know, night in, night out. And even in between, you know, and just staying in the gym, staying focused. I don't care how I look, you know. I guess in society, they want us to look like a certain way, you know, buy chains and buy your own chains, you know, like slaves. If only people knew that, man, like what they're going through and what they're doing right now are slaves, low key, you know, and I'm not the type to be one. I'm the type, like, we all have the blessings that we all were here in this earth, right, to have freedom, not to have chains on us. You know what I mean? And that's what they did. You know, it's eye candy. What's the difference between a flower and a weed? Judgment. You know what that means? A flower looks beautiful like diamonds, but a weed is ugly like like dirt, right? But it won't stop growing. It keeps growing. It's inevitable. But a flower dies little by little. It looks beautiful for the moment, but then it dies. See, I don't have any jewelry. I'm not disrespecting nobody's rep. You know, I never been the type. I don't step on nobody's toes, but I think I got to the point now where I just got to put it out there, like, stop stepping on my toes. I ain't never stepped on nobody's toes. Stop stepping on my feet. I need to get back out there and I need to fight, because there's a lot of kids right there that need that. They need to see not this part. They just need to see me out there shining and doing what I do best, and that's take over.
And that's right. You are the takeover. I mean, what you do inside the ring, what you do when you celebrate after winning, I think you are a face of a generation, a new generation of boxing. So walk the audience that's watching and listening to this podcast, how we got to this point. October 17th of 2020, you upset Vasily Lomachenko, who's the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world. You took his belts. You're on top of the world. Face of Disney, Top Rank, ESPN boxing. That's you. That's you right here. You're 23 at the time. You're 24 now. And then obviously no fight really materialized with Top Rank, with ESPN. Financially, it wasn't there. Triller steps in. They outbid everyone. Matchroom was in the running for it, and then you guys were linked to fight. I believe the first time it was June 5th, and then there's this whole mess with the YouTuber Logan Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather June 6th. They moved the date.
That wasn't a coincidence neither. He did that on purpose.
Yeah, of course they did. Of course they did.
That on purpose.
Of course they did. They did that on purpose.
Because he's scared. Floyd is a scared man. You know, he doesn't want to see nobody better than him.
But the thing is, like, that's the thing, though. Change. You cannot stop change. If, like, not disrespecting Floyd Mayweather, because he's the greatest of our era and the greatest of our time. So, like, you know, no disrespect to his set, no disrespect to him at all. You know, I've always been respectful. You know, I know where this all leads to. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't stupid with that. Like my father's saying,
he looked up to him all
his
life.
But the thing is, like, if you're looking for the next Floyd Mayweather and stuff, in reality, you're not. You know, by doing that, you know, we could have made that like the NBA All-Star weekend. We could have made that a boxing All-Star weekend. You know, so it's like who you really looking for? You know, like, are you just looking for your own benefits? Because that don't work over here. Like, it's destined to change. How are you gonna keep fighting until we retire? You're gonna be 60, 70 years old.
Well, I don't think he steps in again after the Logan Paul fight. Do you guys think Floyd Mayweather's going to be going back in there?
I mean, he's done.
It's up to him.
He's done. He was
Only
upset.
he.
You could see it in his face. It was a horrible fight with a guy that never boxed in his life.
You can move this closer to you, too, if you want.
With a guy that never boxed in his life, a guy that, nobody takes serious. And, it was a joke. He was supposed to knock this dude out, and he looked terrible doing it. I think that his fame and everything is still there. He just wants to be noticed, and that's why he used his Tank for that. Tank has a very tough fight coming up with him right now. Rolando Romero, they still haven't signed the contract, and basically, I just think that Floyd's a scared man. He wants everybody to just think about him and nobody else. I really think that he did this on purpose, because he tried to get the fight on the 5th. And the only reason why he couldn't fight on the 5th was because the commission didn't have any other openings. So he says, what the hell, we'll fight on Sunday. And I don't know what Triller thought about. Everybody watches Saturday night boxing, especially as my son. He was having a fight that wasn't even, it wasn't even a fight because it wasn't going to go to the scorecards. It wasn't going to be mandated.
Exhibition.
It was an exhibition, so nobody will win. So
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Like my son said, it would have been a beautiful weekend, for boxing.
As it should.
And Triller just messed up.
So then the next date was the 15th, and we were there for your camp, not your camp, but your open workout in Vegas a few weeks prior to this date, and you were looking in phenomenal shape. You put on a show, and it was so refreshing to see, too, because we hadn't seen an open workout, whether it was MMA or in boxing like yours, since COVID started, and you put on a show for everybody at City Athletic. So then, unfortunate news, you had COVID, and then they had to move the date. And that's where I think things started going haywire. Yeah. That's really where it went.
It's surprising how society could be at times, and how many people could just point the finger at somebody. Like, I literally had COVID. Like, what do you want me to do? Is anybody going to deny $5.4, $5.6 million because they don't want to fight? You know what I mean? Like, no. Of course not. Like, I literally had COVID. I was symptomatic. Like, I have asthma on top of that. And for everyone just to say what they had to say about me and those things, it was like, wow. Well, I guess I see where the love really is,
Listen,
but I get it. Like, I do get it. A lot of people, it was a very hard decision to make. But it's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. I could have went out there to COVID, and I'm not going to say the names that wanted me to do that. Because I ain't the type to put out names and put out that. But there were certain people that wanted me to go out there and fight like that with COVID. But that's a federal law. Isn't that a what is that? A federal offense?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They sent him a kid. A special kid. That's worth a lot of money for him to take, so he could just clean him out.
Who?
Well, I don't want to say
names. We can't say names,
but
he said no. I ain't gonna do that.
Gotcha.
Because at the end of the day, it's like I'm still gonna be sick regardless. It took me a whole month to finally get a negative result back. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I was taking a test like every other day, just so I could find out.
And how are you feeling? Were you still training?
How did it affect
you? My wife had got COVID, and with my son being there, like, so that was something as well. I got the worst of it all though. My whole team was in Miami. That means that we were gonna go. Like, we were already scheduled to go. Like, they were already there on Sunday.
He has asthma.
I was gonna go, and literally, boom! I felt bad, real bad. And when they did a test, I cried when they told me I had a positive result. That was 12 weeks in the gym. Why am I gonna say no to a guy that I just beat the #1 pound for pound rated guy in the world? You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to say no to George Kambosas Jr.? Who is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who is that? And especially in Miami. Like,
he had a close decision with Selby.
Like, I pretty much I get it though. A lot of people got upset because the show couldn't go on without me. You know what I mean? They had to decline that, and I knew that. But it's like, do I go out there and risk not just my life, but everybody else's life, and give everyone COVID, and then who looks like the bad guy here? Me. So it's like I had to think outside of my own sport. I had to think of outside of the financial funds that came with it, and I had to really think about every person's life. And if I'm gonna get crucified for that, then so be it, you know?
Well, I think a very interesting part of this whole story, too, is the CBO of Triller at the time, Peter Kahn, was also the manager, or the promoter for George Kambosas Jr. From the Ali Act, wouldn't that be a conflict of interest?
Of course.
And then I know a few days ago, or I say a few days ago because it was last month, he had resigned from Triller and then started to work his angle as the promoter. But throughout this entire process, your opponent...
Those guys don't know shit about boxing.
And they don't come... Yeah.
So
putting that fight on a Monday night football.
Monday Night Football tonight, against Raiders, Chargers.
I think that
That's all
he
West
really
Coast,
got. I really think that he got fired because of that. You know,
because of him selecting the date.
Yes,
for Monday night.
I really think so.
I think it's more. There's more to it than behind that, but we don't need to even get to those details. Really,
I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying that I think he did. You know.
Yeah. I think, look, in reality, cause. It's just everything happens for its reasons. Look, definitely was looking forward to fighting. I didn't care. It could have been on a Sunday, Monday. It could have been on a Tuesday. They used to have fights on Tuesdays back in the days in boxing. It used to be called Fight Night Tuesdays or Tuesday Fight Nights. You know, so and I used to look at those clips. You know, me and my dad.
It wasn't a big platform, though.
It wasn't a big platform, but what I'm saying is why would I literally, if I beat the #1 pound for pound guy that was rated during that time and apparently a god in the sport of boxing, right? Apparently, I put quotations on it because no such thing as a god. There's only one God, and that's the man above, right? And they carry themselves this way. And we come here all reckless like that Brooklyn, and we don't care. We just come straight to you, and we get the job done. Why in the heck am I going to stay away from all that? If we did something, and I became undisputed at 23 years young. And not only did I become undisputed, and I was the youngest to do it in the 4-belt era in history.
16 fights.
I was also the only one to do it in the lightweight division. You know, Gervonta Davis, they tried to build that fight with him and Lomachenko back in 2016. Years. Back in 2016. Ryan Garcia was just building his little social media girly platform. And Devin Haney just dick riding Floyd and whoever else he could.
Scared.
You know what I'm saying? So it's who really is the duck and who really is the one that ain't trying to shoot for that? You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I get a lot of respect across the board. Why? Because real recognizes real. I ain't ever disrespect nobody. But the thing is, I got tired of this now. I'm tired. I really am. I'm tired. I'm tired of how this is a sport that I crave, that I love, that saved my life. I gave blood to the sport when I was 6 years old. That means this is in my veins. It's in my blood. You can't stop that. You can't stop what God created in all of us. And I found my gift. You know what I'm saying?
The most avoided person in the world, we fought him.
Yeah.
And we was sure we was gonna beat him.
And I told
everybody.
I wanted, and I fought him. I could tell my injuries. I had a TFFC. I had a tear. I had a tear on my right wrist. I had to wear a brace the whole time, that whole fight week.
Shoulder was.
I had a shoulder messed up, and I had a complete torn ligament on my right foot fighting this man.
Yeah, it's tough.
And I didn't go for a knockout. I wanted to show everybody how smart I am in that ring. I wanted to show everybody I could outbox the most technician fighter. And he saw that. In the 12th round, this is how I know I took his heart. Me and Loma could fight again, and I'm his daddy. In reality, I'm his daddy because when it got to the part where it got real tough, I stepped up, and I said, come on, and he backed down. But nobody ain't going to talk about that. But it's all right. I know the truth to all this. I'm just trying to save my sport because this boxing has been in the game since the 1800s. You know, where they used to just be bare knuckling.
John O'Sullivan, first champion.
Thank you. So, and since it's been that long, why are we treating it like a circus? People have died in the sport. Hundreds and hundreds of fighters have died in this sport. I'm just saying, it's great to see the entertainment, but not in this way. You know, how is it that, and I'm not disrespecting the guys, the Paul brothers and stuff, they doing what they got to do. like everybody else.
But how did we get to that point?
Yeah.
Where the Paul brothers are being talked about. There's kids that are looking at Jake Paul like people generations ago looked at Muhammad Ali. That's where we're coming to with social media.
Social media.
Everything comes back to
But
numbers.
also the system, though. The system, though, with the promoters and all the different people, that the shareholders, everyone putting skin in the game. How did we get to this point in this sport for this to happen?
That's why we do it old school. We fight the best. You know.
say it like this. If you look at your
We
phone,
do it old
right?
school.
All right, we talk about Adam and Eve, right?
We talked about, yeah, okay.
We
here
talked
go.
about Adam and Eve.
We
right?
talked about Emily before the podcast.
All right, before the podcast, right? And what did Eve make Adam do?
Take a bite of the apple.
All right, what we got here?
We got a bite of an apple on your iPhone right there.
There you go, man. I just say it like this, man. It's saying, look, in reality, man, God is coming back to fix all of this.
Well, when you mentioned that they were trying to box you in, like, what was the last thing they really said to you?
Nobody's telling us anything. Like, my manager, David McWater, is supposed to handle this as a good manager, and he won Manager of the Year, but where is the results? You know what I'm saying? Where are the results? Where's the results from my manager, first off? You know, like, you couldn't be Manager of the Year without us. You know, my father, Fighter of the Year without me without God. Everything comes down like a domino effect, right? So respect that.
Trainer of
like,
the year, not fighter.
Yeah, well, you still fighter.
Dynamic duo.
You still a fighter in my eyes, you know, but trainer of the year. And it's all those things, man. I just look at it like no one has told us anything, and they just making us look bad in public's eyes, in the public. You know,
we're changing the game.
because that's what it happened. Like, I was 4-1 in Vegas on the odds that night against Lomachenko.
And we
beat the
Vegas.
odds.
Yeah.
It wasn't our fault. We just doing what we gotta do.
Yeah.
So my bad, you know. But I ain't sorry, cause at the end of the day, would I have got the same respect? Would I have got the same privilege and the opportunity to fight this guy again if I had lost? Absolutely not.
Well, I never got a rematch. That's for sure.
You know what they want to do to me?
What are they going to do?
They want to bring me back down to down to the undercards of the undercards and probably pay me $100,000 to $200,000 a fight. Don't get me wrong, that's still something. That's still something. But how I go from 1.3 when I could have definitely got $2.2 million from that fight with Lomachenko. But look, I ain't gonna like money.
We got a guy like Shakur Stevenson that nobody even knows.
I don't want to talk
getting
about that.
1.7 and
Ain't no point in talking
Jamel
about
Herring getting 1.5 from Top Rank. That's disgusting.
So where do you think the next Teofimo Lopez fight, what platform is it going to be on if you were to guess?
Look, at the end of the day, it's a win-win for us, regardless. Because if they push this, which they already are, it's going to either go down and fall into DAZN, which I know a lot of people from DAZN and their platform are willing to take that fight because they definitely want me on their platform. And if that doesn't go through, we go back to ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what it is, I'm going back home to Disney. You know what I mean? Shout out to Disney. Shout out to all my people out there. You know, shout out to Mickey Mouse. Like, you know, I've been wearing Mickey Mouse since I was like 2-3 years old. So you know, it's all these things that I'm very thankful for. You know, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. Really, I'm not. You know, I'm just trying to go out there. I got a kid coming in November.
Next month.
Yeah.
I got a kid coming in November.
I
Like, you
hope-
guys are messing with my food.
I hope he's born November 12th, though.
That's my father's birthday.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, they messing with my food. They messing with my kid
Yeah.
that hasn't even been born yet. You know what I do to people like that? You know what I would do to people like that?
Yeah.
You know what people would do to their own people like that?
Yeah.
And I've been very respectful. I've been like this, peaceful. And the thing is, like, people want war. We don't need war. You know what we need? More
that
love.
motivates us, though. Motivates us.
But that's the thing, though. Like, there's a lot of young fighters that think they the top of the top, wearing chains and all this stuff, and think they the biggest of the biggest. But they haven't even done nothing I've done. Not even close. Not even hold one of the not even hold the Ring Magazine title. Talk to me when you holding the Ring Magazine title.
Yeah.
At 16 fights.
That's never going to be done ever.
At 23 years old.
Nobody's ever going to break that record.
At 23 years old.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look what they did. They try to compare me with Tyson and say that I was number 2 to do it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you did it in
Tyson was the number
Tyson.
1 in 1980 before the WBO came out. That was in 1988. That's when they came out with the WBO, which was the
your
World
4
Boxing
times.
Organization. But then I came in the 4-belt era, the youngest to do it. I'm number 1. No disrespect to Tyson, because Tyson is Iron Mike Tyson. He's the legend.
And they don't
That's
recognize that.
But they want to name me as number 2. I ain't number 2 in this. I'm number 1.
Yep.
How many times you guys going to keep disrespecting us? Keep going.
Every day.
Keep going.
Every day.
At the end of the day, like, it's all love, man, because I use it as motivation. I go and I meditate every day. I meditate every night, every day. I talk to the stars. I talk to the sun. I talk to all beings, because that's what it is. We a tree of life. You know, like, we all are connected. We all are. Why they say human beings? We're human as flesh, but we're beings as energy. You know, energy is my first language. I go a whole hour on this. That's why when I see people and they look at me some type of way, I smile. I'm not gonna give you that energy.
Look at Mike Tyson. He said that he wants to see him fight Devin Haney. What does Devin Haney have?
But it's not even that. I'm down.
We don't want to go backwards.
But the thing's like,
we're looking for Josh Taylor.
Yeah, we are. Facts.
That's what we want next.
Facts.
And we're gonna get him.
But the thing is, like, you know, it's all talk. It's all talk on that side. It's all talk. No action.
Devin Haney never fought for a belt. It was given to him. We ain't gonna go back. We got that belt.
Man, them boys been given everything since the amateurs, and I could talk about that because I've been in that, and we've always in the same category. And we've always been
the reason why these guys are relative is because they hanged out with the Bernard Hopkins, with the Floyd Mayweather since they were little. They were supposed to be the biggest stars in boxing, and they ain't living up to that. I guarantee you, Devin ain't fighting us. Tank ain't fighting us. Nobody gonna fight us because my son gonna rip them apart.
Oh, I will. I'm ready.
If they didn't want to fight Tank, what makes you think they want to fight us?
I want to bite. I want to eat some hearts. You know.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to cut their head off.
But I'm saying it right now here live.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't ducking nobody. They ducking us. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna always outprice themselves. They want to be the A side when Tank got bullshit regular belts. He's a champion at 135. Last time I checked, my son is the
WBA super.
He's the super world champion. You know what I'm saying? So why you going after Barrios at 140 when you can fight and get all the belts for my son?
Because nobody is willing to take that.
That's what people used to do back in the days.
I think there's way too many people in the sport in today's day and age that are just so fearful of losing the O.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It matters way too much.
Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I say it to everybody. Floyd knows this. He had to go through it. He was Pretty Boy Floyd. He had to fight the Diego Corraleses and the Gottis and so on and so forth, the Corleys, the Chop Chop Corleys, and Emmanuel Augustus and all that. He had to go through them to become Money Mayweather. These guys in today's world, they think, let me be Money Mayweather, and I'll look like Pretty Boy, but when I fight, like very, very, no, I don't want to get hurt, and I'm just going to and protect my O. We don't care about an O. You think I care about my O? I risked it all right there with Lomachenko. Think I care about a
He wasn't going to take the fight. He wasn't going to take the fight because of the money.
Every day I take 1,000
And I told my
losses
son, forget about the money. Let's get this guy. We're going to lose him. He would never get a chance.
No, it wasn't even that.
And he did it.
No, yeah. Regardless of what it is. I was going to take the fight regardless.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the fight regardless.
We were just pushing for more money, but...
Because
you deserved it, yeah.
It was just like, I knew what they were doing behind them closed doors. With the Richard Comey fight, they got me by $300K. Loma fight, they got me by like $800K. With those two fights alone, that was $1.1 million that I let them
Fighting
take.
world champions.
That I let them take. They were like, take it or leave it. This time around, y'all, it ain't take it or leave it. It's the other way around. Y'all take it or y'all leave it.
So it's interesting because the way all the signs are pointing, Top Rank is all aligning for this rematch between you and Loma because he fought Nakatani, you fought Nakatani, which, by the way, I thought your performance against Nakatani with his length and everything like that, that's, to me, a huge turning point.
It's not the same Nakatani. We put him in the hospital for 1 year and 7 months. He was retired. You know, we broke his socket and he had a brain injury. He wasn't going to come back to boxing. That's why the way he fought Verdejo was being careful. When he saw Verdejo dropped him twice, he said, you know, screw it. I'm going to go for it. And he dropped Verdejo. That's not the same Nakatani, all right? Now he's going to fight Comey. That's not the same Comey.
Yeah, so I was going to say now
Please,
Loma's going to Comey.
stop that. He's fighting our leftovers, you know, because he wants to show everybody that he could do it better than my son. With Comey, he ain't going to do it better than my son because my son knocked him out in the second round. He ain't going to do that with Comey. You know what I'm saying? So it's the whole world against us. And you know what? It makes us better.
Right. So
I
you
wouldn't
see
say the world. I would say boxing world.
The boxing world, yeah.
The boxing world against us.
So you see where it's heading, though, because they want him to fight these guys that you fought before. So everything then aligns to you guys fighting that second fight. How does that make you feel? And obviously, you're looking for Taylor next. You get Taylor, then do you go fight Loma? How does this all kind of
We ain't
stack up
fighting
yours?
Loma unless he goes up to 140.
Okay.
Because you want to move up. I remember you telling me for the past few years you've been wanting to move
We've
up.
been doing this for 7-8 years at 135.
And I will also add, too, because I've been interviewing you since before you fought William Silva, I believe, back in 2018. Yeah, and I've talked to you all throughout, and you've always believed in yourself and your dad, too, where you would beat Lomachenko and everything, and you've always just had this thing about you where it's like you knew and you believed it, and you know I've seen you work hard, and that's why even last year I will say when you beat Lomachenko I wasn't surprised, and I even told David every time I've interviewed you the past few years, like you've had this belief with your hard work, drive, and you know the dynamic duo.
Law of attraction, you know. Everything's aligned. It's like our 7 chakras and everything that we have in us. When you have all those aligned, you take it to a whole nother level, you know, like Area 51 they talk about, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like I could bring this, I could really bring it down to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things, because at the end of the day, you get connected to a higher. And they really teach you a lot of stuff. Like I get humbled every day. Right now, I'm going to have to go and like get on my knees and ask Lord for forgiveness for all the stuff that I've been talking about. But it's okay, you know? It's just a way of letting people know, like, God is coming back to redo the world. You know, he's coming back to redo the world. A lot of people think that it's with fire and like burn the earth and everything. Nah, why is he gonna burn the mother that he created? You know, like the wife. That's his wife. You know.
We got TMT right now saying that they're laughing at us, saying that we thought that we was the A side, that we thought we was the A side, and now we got to go beg Top Rank to get fights. We made a deal with Top Rank before Triller even defaulted 2-3 months ago. The biggest deal in boxing with Top Rank. Not Manny Pacquiao, not Floyd, not nobody has done the deal that we did that we know what we did with Top Rank. Everybody heard about that. We ain't going back to Top Rank. We already with Top Rank. We was just gonna do this fight with Triller and go with Top Rank and do our fights.
Yeah, it was a 1-fight deal.
It was a 1-fight deal. Now LB is saying, oh, now you're gonna go cry to Top Rank to get fights. No, bro.
Yeah,
that happened 3 months ago.
Yo, I'll tell you exactly what.
When Bob said that this is the biggest deal made in boxing history with Top Rank.
I'll tell you what it is.
And they, you know, I'm not gonna say what it is, but everybody knows we was going back with Top Rank. We don't gotta go beg Bob Arum.
I'm gonna tell you. Come on, can I tell you?
Please stop that. You know they lie to people.
It's not they lie. They fans on the low. Come on.
We don't need Triller.
They fans.
We don't need nobody. We don't need DAZN. We don't need nobody. He's the number one in the world right now.
Hold on. Hey, we need the networks. You feel me? Like, hey, I love y'all. I love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? But what he's trying to say is like, we did everything by ourselves. A dynamic duo.
We don't need a Floyd Mayweather figure next to us. Why you think Tack is so special?
Well, he's under the Floyd Mayweather umbrella.
And what do they put on his side? What do they put in the ring with him? Guys that nobody knows, so he could knock them out, you know, convincingly. Because everybody just wants to see a knockout.
Barrios was a step up in competition.
No, that he was nobody, man. He wasn't a world champion.
Right.
He was a
he was a regular. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a lot of belts in
Last time I
boxing.
checked, Josh Taylor is the number one at 140. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you go after Josh Taylor?
That's exactly what I said. And
he was getting his ass whooped by Leo Santa Cruz before he got knocked out. A guy that's 122. Then he had a hard time with Barrios.
A
regular dude. What do you think is gonna happen when he steps up with my son? He's gonna get murdered.
You forgot Gamboa. He fought
Gamboa
with a torn Achilles.
With a torn Achilles, couldn't even knock him out.
Well, this is in the sport that we cover boxing, we cover MMA.
You guys know boxing, and it makes it seem like nobody knows boxing.
No. But what I'm saying is, that's why we have so much appreciation, at least for the UFC. And I know you're a fan. You were just at the last fight. The best fight the best. There is no sugarcoating.
We want the best,
and I know you want the best.
We're the only ones doing it. Name me one other person doing it. Name me one.
Well, we do have a nice heavyweight title fight this weekend, a trilogy fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
Who the hell wants to see that? I mean, Tyson's going to do...
Tyson
Fury's going to do the same thing that he did the last time. Come on, please, stop.
He's hot right now.
Stop.
Oh, he's hot.
Stop.
So yeah, I mean, he's got the big right hand.
You guys are very smart, all right? There's no way Wilder's going to beat Tyson Fury. Everybody knows that, all right? He found a way to beat him, and he's going to beat him again.
That's Trainer of the Year 2020 talking about it.
You don't learn boxing one day or the other.
I know. And he fired Breland. What could he have possibly worked on from the time of that second fight through now to adjust?
Everybody doesn't understand. The Logan Pauls and all those guys don't understand. This shit got to start from when you're 6 years old.
Probably younger.
All right?
Even
Let
younger.
Logan Paul fight a real fighter, not a beat-up freaking Floyd Mayweather at 44. And then we talk. You know what I'm saying? These kids think that they could just come in 1 year and be the best fighters in the world in boxing. That doesn't happen. My son started at 6 years old.
But I feel like a lot of us could relate to that, We've been doing this for our whole life, and just to have, some YouTubers and stuff, like, no disrespect to them, they got...
they're getting their money. I don't got
getting
nothing
money.
against that.
They're bringing eyes to the sport?
Yeah.
However,
I don't got nothing against that.
However, it's just like, you telling me they're getting
But you couldn't answer my question.
No, he's
telling you a lot.
Well, I addressed this weekend. I mean, the best person available for Tyson Fury to fight. Now that Joshua lost it, I mean, like, you gotta put that trilogy fight in.
And speaking of best fighting the best, or actually not fighting the best,
but Tyson Fury is
Crawford,
a real fighter.
Errol Spence. Why is that not fight? Why is that fight not being made?
Well, I will say this. I like the step to it. So November 20th, we're going to see Sean Porter fight Terrence Crawford.
Yep.
The fight I've always said in welterweight, she's always said it. She asked Leonard Ellerby this question a couple of years ago. Why isn't Errol Spence Jr. fighting Terrence Crawford? You want to talk about the best fighting the best?
That should have happened.
That's 100%.
You don't want to see a guy fighting a guy that already has 3 losses.
No, but
you want to see a guy that has no losses.
But what I say is, like, it's a step in the right direction. That finally you got,
It's just because everything just.
PBC
Wait a minute. Let me rephrase this.
Phrase it.
Who's calling now Josh Taylor?
Teofimo.
Who else? Name me one more person. Devin Haney fought Gamboa, or I don't know who he fought at.
I'm gonna say it like this,
pounds
yo.
heavier. You know what I'm saying?
Devin Haney's been fed his whole life with a silver spoon his whole fucking life. That boy don't know what tough life is.
We want all of them.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't want us.
But look, I don't even need to talk about that. Yeah. I'll tell you like this, man. Like, we're thankful for today. You know what I'm saying? We're grateful for today. We're gracious with what we do. We get hot here and there because it's a sport that we love that saved us, and we're just trying to save our sport, and we see what they're trying to do and the mockery they're doing with our sport.
Yeah,
and
disgracing it.
And at the end of the day, we're also blessed.
Listen, all those fighters like Muhammad
these are blessings that we get. We get to have the opportunity to talk to those out there that don't really know what's really going on in this sport in this day of age, like in this era. How we go from like going like somewhat okay to like horrible. Yeah. We supposed to, as an evolution,
all the
and
grades,
greed is
all
a
the grades
powerful
are
thing.
flipping.
Yeah, because what happens? They have a saying like Future said, "Money make you greedy when you're starving."
Exactly.
Right. So a lot of people out there starving, so they just trying to be greedy with their stuff, but it ain't the way like that. You know what I mean? Like, how are we able to grow and like, what I'm gonna do? If I get 100% of what I do, I take 10% for me and for my family, and I give back 90% to the world.
Mm-hmm.
But how am I able to do that when they trying to take food out? They trying to take my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like with this money that comes in, I ain't gonna buy a chain. Mm-hmm. What I could do with $100,000 chain, I could invest it on something else.
Yep.
Like a foundation for youth and for the children. Like what they do with our money. What do the government do with all these taxes that we gotta pay? I get taxed 6 figures now. You know, and I'm not complaining. But it's like, where my money really going? What happened to the schools? What's going on with all these foundations?
We're living in a fake world.
No, I think it's
nothing's
it's
real
just,
anymore.
It's just no.
Driven by social media.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What happened was that
Everyone's on their phones all the time.
Listen, all the heavyweights and all the people that have died, they're flipping on their graves right now. If they would have known this shit was happening.
But
the only people back in the days when there was no social media, the guys that did it in the ring, those were the champions.
Yo,
now anybody could be a champion.
I'm literally like,
if
people don't want me to talk like this, get me back in my ring.
Yeah, so you were saying you want to fight Josh Taylor?
Yes.
And we were talking...
No, we are fighting him.
You are?
I talked to Top Rank right now. It's not something that I could say.
Okay.
But it's something that we are talking about. But we want to fight him in April. And Bob told me that he's going to work on that.
So the days at lightweight...
Yeah, are you officially gonna start moving up?
No. We fighting Kambosos. He's not gonna get away from all the shit.
Yeah,
he was
about. He declined. Like he declined to fight.
He declined.
That is why we're not fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to move it 10 days more.
Yeah, so
didn't want. Yeah, he also, I guess, from what I've read, like family stuff. He didn't want his third child born in the United States. He didn't want to come here, and then there's some sort of dispute with the financial side on his end.
He wanted $380,000.
I was willing to give it to him.
Yeah, I saw the extra.
And when we came out on live, and my son said, "I'll give it to you. Let's come and make the fight happen."
Yeah,
he was gonna take it out of his purse.
I'll get it out of my own thing. Like I'll give it to you. Like you're gonna get $2 million and the chance to fight for undisputed, and you're telling me
and get all the belts.
To get all the belts, and you're telling me that you're not gonna take that chance because what?
Because your baby's gonna be born, or
my
something.
son, if my son gotta be born,
the baby's already been born.
If my son gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like if my son gotta be born, but I got work to do, I got work to do. You know, how am I gonna be able to feed my kid? Yeah, this is the only job I got at the moment. But not everybody built like us. Yeah. See, everybody say built different. I ain't built different. I'm built strong.
It didn't work when you told him that you was gonna break his neck.
Because he deserves it. Any person that talks about my family deserves that. Because that is that line that you do not cross with me. I've always been respectful. Business is business, right? So fighters are gonna build up the fight, say what they gotta say. That's business. Just like the promoters, I treated all of them like business partners. But majority just treated it like personal. Same thing applies for George Kambosas. You don't talk about you don't scream at my team when I'm not there in Miami.
He's lucky I wasn't there though.
No, but you don't scream at my team and my mother's sitting there on that side and you screaming like that because I'm sick.
My wife had COVID and not to get close to him.
And like screaming and making a scene and get away with it.
He's gonna get punished, that guy.
And get away with it. Like you
it won't last one round.
Look what happened to Magdaleno. Just because he talked about like my fam's country.
Oh, he could have knocked him out in the first, second round.
Just because
he made him suffer.
Oh, I did. Just so you could talk about like Honduras. You know, it's a poor country. It's a third world country. That's where my parents were born. You cross that. Like that's the thing. Like I ain't ever disrespect nobody's family and rep at all. So why are you gonna cross that? Now that's where the point where I break your neck. But I'll make sure that you get to still see your kids. At least that's the kindness in me.
I beg them not to do that.
That's the kindness in me. I'll break your neck, but I'll let you still see your kids. I'll break your jaw, or I'll probably stab your brain with your nose bone.
Yeah, but listen.
You know what I'm saying?
The bottom line, he don't want to fight.
But no. You don't.
You got cold feet.
You don't talk. You don't talk all. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Kambosos,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to get all hot. I don't mean to get all hot. No. But it's like it's just a reminder to everybody. People won't see me one-on-one with these, but people will see me with this, right? People will see me with this, right? Because they feel like, a gun on your hand make you real, or money on your hand and your palm make you real. Like J. Cole says, no, it don't. You know, it don't. You know what a real man is? Someone that says, "What's up? I'm right here."
Yeah.
Winner takes all.
He said that we wanted to.
You know, so it's and
yeah.
I ain't disrespecting. Like, there's real men out there. True, right? There's real men out there, real gangsters, real this, real that, right? But I'm just saying on my side. On my side, that's how we roll. We ain't come with no clique. We did it our own. That's why we call ourselves a takeover. We do it the way we wanted to do it because we had a vision. We call ourselves a dynamic duo. You know, and my son, it's going to be a bloodline of my father and me put together.
I can't wait.
Put together.
Can't wait.
That boy
is
my life. Yeah. That kid is going to be my life. Already is my life. Every day I'm out there, I got to put armor on me, spiritually and all, just so I could walk through this earth and keep it going because I'm fighting for my son. You know, everybody's trying to touch that. That's my kid. You don't do that. I ain't touching nobody's kids. Don't touch
the bottom
mine.
line, we gave this guy too many chances. We giving him $2 million. This bum doesn't even get $150,000 in a fight. This was gonna change his whole life.
And look, if he don't want to fight, then give me
he didn't
somebody
sign.
else.
We signed.
But I definitely want him.
He didn't want to sign.
Not that I want him. I need him. I need him. Like I need him to.
So when can this happen at the earliest? You think?
I think it's gonna happen before Thanksgiving.
Okay, it's definitely gonna happen before.
We already talked to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn is gonna make it happen. He's our second bidder.
DAZN.
We're gonna DAZN. Yeah. We're gonna make the fight happen.
But he's with
He's not gonna get away from this. And let me tell you something. One thing about my son, I'm not gonna say the word, but my son don't fight like none of these guys. He don't fight like Tank. He don't fight like Devin Haney. When my son goes in there, he puts a show. I mean, you ain't gonna see nobody looking at the phones or nothing.
I say it like this.
You know what I'm saying?
Look.
You know, he fights pretty.
What do everybody do? What's the motto right now? The motto is fake it till you make it. But once you make it, you fake.
You're fake. You don't last when you're fake.
Look, I say it like this. Let's see who's still around from a decade from now.
Nobody.
Let's see who's still around a decade from now.
Nobody.
And that's if we even get a decade, because God coming back to rechange this world.
Exactly.
So that's why I say, like, y'all do something, come see me. And I best believe y'all, I'll hit y'all with something spiritual. I hit y'all with something with love. I say, come over here. Let me give you a hug while you at it.
Well, speaking of love, I did want to say the sponsor of today's podcast is Sheath Underwear. Senior, what size underwear do you wear?
I don't even know.
Large? I would get large, medium?
Medium.
Yeah, medium. Oh, thank you.
Let's do it. And I needed underwears, man.
No, these are great. Actually, I have a medium for you in the other room, but what's so great about this is called Sheath Underwear. They're sponsoring today's podcast. Shout out to Sheath Underwear. Dual pouch protector. So the creator of this, Robert Patton, he's an Iraq War veteran. He was in Iraq. You know, like Vegas, it's hot. Your balls always stick to the sides of your legs. They have a separate pouch for it. Extremely comfortable. Highly recommended. Different colors. They have a women's line. 20% off. Use the promo code Schmo. Check them out. Sheathunderwear.com. The takeover. I'm just on a light note. I didn't know when to interject to give that to you guys, but
you just really wanted
takeover,
to give you guys underwear.
The takeover, yes.
The takeover is with Sheath Underwear.
Yes. Appreciate you guys.
I'm gonna wear these.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and wear these right now.
So ideally for you, in a perfect world, it would be Kambosos by Thanksgiving, and then April 2022, Josh Taylor. And from there, would you move up in weight?
No, we are going to move up in weight.
Yeah, I mean, like, would you permanently?
No, once we get the 4 belts, we could move up to 147. He could beat anybody. Listen,
just like Manny Pacquiao,
my son does better with bigger fighters than he does with smaller fighters.
Keep moving forward.
You know?
Keep moving forward.
Keep swimming.
Yeah, he does better with bigger fighters than he does with smaller fighters. You know, I've seen him beat up 154s, 147s all the time in sparring. You know,
we talk so much about Mayweather. I'd be an idiot if I didn't even bring up who just retired, Pacquiao, the only one who won 8 division title champion. Obviously, we saw the fight. Wish it was with Terrence Crawford. Obviously, unfortunate situation with the eye. He had to fight, Errol Spence had to fight Ugas. Where does Pacquiao kind of sit in your eyes in this generation of fighters? You got Floyd #1. Do you got Pacquiao too? Where do you put Pacquiao in this equation?
I think he took the biggest risk. I mean, I don't think that a fighter is defined by not losing. I think a fighter is defined by fighting the best. And I think Manny Pacquiao has won that for me.
Not hating. Number one is Pacquiao. Not hating
about Floyd, but I think Manny Pacquiao becoming, that's never going to happen. Becoming 8 world
division
in weight and 8 weight different division. I mean, I think he started like at 122.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
And-
10.
No, yeah, it was less than that. It was 106.
106.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, he was fighting at
in the
106.
Philippines, right?
Yep.
And then he came. That's never gonna happen again.
Yeah.
You
But he
know?
wasn't a champion at 106. He was, I think, a champion at like 122 or something.
Yeah,
122. So he started at 122.
112 or
and-
something
and
like
I
that.
think he went all the way up to like 154. Was
That
it?
man fought at straw weight.
Yeah.
And made
What
it
weight
all
did
the
he
way
fight
to-
Cotto? What weight he fought Cotto?
Probably 47 or 40. It had to be.
And he hurt him
45.
worse than Floyd did. You know what I'm saying? He
But
dropped
even
him
Floyd
a
said
couple
it, like,
times.
Pacquiao was his toughest fight to date.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that kind of shows, if
That
anything,
kind of shows why
this is
they
like,
didn't want to fight him for 8 years.
everybody has an opinion, right? So it's like, it's just, it's an opinion of ours. It's not a fact, you know, but those both guys paved the way for this generation
Yes, they
today.
did.
So Pacquiao, you know, and Floyd. And
Whose
you know,
style
they-
I like the most? Floyd.
Yeah.
You know,
But
and-
the one
and
that was a
defense-wise.
person that was a
Defense-wise.
go-getter and just said, screw it,
Pacquiao.
it's Pacquiao. Floyd was more strategic with his stuff and moved around.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
implemented him a lot about Floyd.
Pacquiao
when it
just
comes
ran
to
right
defense.
into it like Marquez's overhand right.
But I knew that wasn't gonna motivate the crowd. So then I started looking at other fighters like Mike Tyson, you know, Manny Pacquiao, and all these great fighters. And that's why when the bell rings, he's coming to get you.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be going backwards or nothing. He means business, and everybody knows that. You know,
you
know, everybody knows.
If I could say, like,
we don't back up from nobody. You know, the whole fight with what you call it, with Lomachenko, you never saw my son backing up, never. You know what I'm saying? And Lomachenko had some good moments for 6-7 seconds, then he would retreat. And I'm talking about after the 8th round, where people say that he won the 9th, the 10th, the 11th. He didn't win none of those fucking rounds. The only round that he won was the 11th. The lady that had him losing 11 rounds to 1 was right. I had my son losing the 11th round because he did a little bit more. But every time Lomachenko would come to my son, he would only do good for about 7 seconds, and he will back up again.
and it's a 3-minute fight.
And it's a 3-minute fight. What he did for 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
53, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what you look at. You understand? When you are fighting. And go look at the fight again and count the seconds. You know, yes, he hit him. But everybody goes crazy when my son gets hit because he hardly gets hit. So when you hit my son, it's like, oh, yeah, he lost this round. You know what I'm saying? The same with Floyd. When Floyd used to get hit, oh, he lost that round. You know, when Tank fights, he gets hit every freaking round.
He was actually
Beat up every round.
He was getting tagged by Leo
He was getting
Santa
tagged by
Cruz.
Leo Santa Cruz. He was getting tagged by Barrios. But they don't say nothing about that.
I just
You
wanna
never-
know.
Have you ever heard anybody saying,
I just want to
Yo,
when
this
did
guy
these
was getting
guys
tagged
become
up?
relevant?
you know what I'm saying? It's
Can I have a question
everything
on
is
that?
prejudice. Everything is prejudice.
Nah, I wouldn't say prejudice. We don't want to put the racial card on.
Nah, it's
But
all prejudice, man.
I'll say it like this, though. All right, we all are one, right? You know, we all cut ourselves right now, we all bleed the same. Right?
Yeah, everybody's the same.
Everybody's the same. But I just want to know, when did these guys become relevant? The Haneys and all these guys.
Floyd Mayweather.
It's
were
the
winning.
job of the promoter. Like, that's how it's
No.
structured. Well, how it's structured.
Listen, Devin, Haney, and Tank were like
became
with
relevant?
Floyd like this.
No, I'm just saying, like, how
when
did
they were little.
Oh, I know how.
They used Floyd to get where they at right
I know
now.
how. They fake it.
They fake it. And I told my son, I'd rather you have nobody, you know, have less Instagram or Twitter people following you, but you're the real champ.
Yeah, look what happened.
Because
Nah,
you're going to
like,
last forever.
but
These guys are going to get broken
But
down.
if everything is, numbers don't lie, right? Me and Loma, they say that Loma was the one that brought, no, we brought that viewership. We did the highest ratings since that ESPN has
5
ever done.
million.
That ESPN has ever done in boxing, which was like 4-point-something million.
Almost 5 million, yeah.
You know what I'm
Almost
saying?
5 million views.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and how did that happen?
None of these cats have
And
done
that wasn't, and that was all together with the ESPN Plus and the ESPN just regular nationwide. You know what I'm saying?
Floyd
And that's
said-
outside because they also did the UK.
Yeah.
They also did what was
Yeah.
Sky Sports.
Exactly.
You know
that
what
was
I'm
the
saying?
biggest fight on the ESPN, and that's why ESPN.
It was the biggest fight.
That's
ever.
why ESPN was pressuring Top Rank to get him back. You know,
We bring something
one thing
that
that
people
makes
don't
me
bring.
laugh: Floyd and all these lying guys say that
We don't
Tank
need
is
to
the
talk-
best pay-per-view fighter
That's
in the
their
world.
job. That's their
He
job.
made 150,000 pay-per-views his last fight, or the other fight. He's never gone past 200,000. That doesn't make you a pay-per-view star. You got to sell millions. You know what I'm saying? My son is about to do that real soon.
I just say it like this. Look, everything, time is patience, right? Patience is time. Time is everybody's friend. You know, that's why I don't even like my father, he's impatient. I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm not impatient. No, I'm not.
He got some impatience in him.
I
don't
just
blame
don't
him.
like people that
I don't
lie.
blame him.
You know
But that's
what
why I
I'm
don't
saying?
like. But the thing is, the difference between my father and I is that he gets caught up in some of that stuff that those irrelevant people talk about.
I love it.
You know, me, I ain't the type. You know, I kind of like stay away from it because there ain't no point. Like, why am I gonna give my energy to someone that's lower than us? Yeah, I said it. Lower
It is.
than us.
They are.
You know what I mean? Like, and you know, they know where to find us. Come talk to us. We'll talk to y'all, and we say the same
I
thing.
guarantee you, if Devin
saying?
Haney,
Like-
Tank, and all these guys have what he has, they will be on every freaking show in America. Guarantee you.
But it ain't even about it. It's just hey,
know,
we.
So you don't want that limelight, those sponsorship,
no, it's
the brand.
not that. It's they were
I just-
raised with Floyd Mayweather.
No, but it's
a
not.
Star.
It's not.
He brought those people
it
to
ain't
them.
even that. Look,
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I do. But
You're hanging out with a brand. He never hanged out with no brand. It's only me and him.
No, I get what you're saying.
Nobody's.
Yes, that's part of it, right? As
Yeah.
an
That's a
athlete and
lot.
as a
Well,
champion.
and David, can't you relate as the Schmo? Like, you didn't have any network or anything.
You gotta
Yeah,
start from nothing
I
to
created
something.
it because none of the networks want to give me a chance to
Thank
do
you.
exactly what we're doing here. They
Yeah.
didn't want to give David Schmulenson a chance to speak in a microphone.
Hang
to do
out
it,
with
so I
Max
created
Kellerman.
myself.
Hang
Look
out
where
with
you
Max
at. Look where you
Kellerman.
at. Look
Where you gonna be at?
Look where you at.
Yeah.
Hang out with
It's
Max
saying-
Kellerman every day, or one of the best sports writers out there, or whatever it is. You're gonna be great.
No, I
Tank,
just-
Devin, all those guys did it. Ryan Garcia, all those guys did it on social media because of who they were hanging out with. You understand? If Floyd backed them up and was with him in every fight, of course everybody would go after him. But
I
they
prefer it
still
this way,
don't
though.
even make the sales.
Self-made.
They still don't make
Self-made.
the sales. Like 150,000 people ain't shit.
No,
and
but
he's
look-
a pay-per-view star.
Hey, come on, let's give him a round of
Get
applause
outta
on
here.
that. No, but like, see, I say it like this. Like, I'm more of a.
When we
you,
fight,
you gotta
listen.
have good cop, bad cop over here. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a great dynamic.
Yeah,
I
it's a
love
great
it.
dynamic
dynamic.
duo.
The yin and yang
I
on
guarantee
right
you,
here.
when we fight Kambosos, we're gonna freaking blow that 150,000 away, so they could stop, and they still gonna keep on lying.
To be honest, I have all my fights on regular TV, like they used to have with Muhammad Ali and stuff.
Yeah.
You know why? Just like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Think about it. Just like the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is nationwide free, but the sponsors and the people that get their commercials in there, they're charging anywhere from $1 to $3 to $5 million. I could do the same thing. Whoever wants to have their commercialized in between our fights, we charge them.
Yeah, but the contract we have now is 2 pay-per-views and 1 ESPN.
I get it. No, but
So-
that's all. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I would do something like that. Bring
That's
stuff
for
that,
next
that
year.
people have yet to see. I know we already passed our time.
No,
but
no,
it's
you're
just-
good. You're
I
good,
just,
man.
there's a lot of ideas that I definitely do have in my sport and how I really want to create this world of boxing and just in sports overall.
Well, I like your vision and where your head's at, and I like how you refer to it as Disney. Last time I checked, Disney is not just ESPN, but it's also ABC. ABC is
I would love for him to
network.
fight
Yeah,
on
you get
ABC.
ABC like
That
the
would
old
be
school boxing days and
crazy.
stuff like that. That's the eyeball.
That would be crazy.
Just like they did with Ali and
Yes.
so on and so forth, like the Joe Lewis's and
I
Joe
would love
Frazier's.
for you to fight on ABC.
Like those are the things that like the Olympics are.
NBC.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's
NBC,
a platform for
I know,
but just
yeah.
like
the
ABC.
Olympics, but just like ABC, everything has its own, and people watch millions and millions of people. Why are we, in reality, like as athletes? Now I could be going a little bit overboard here, And, you know, to everyone, this is just my idea of certain things. Like, why charge? I get it. We charge people at the gate. We charge people for tickets in the front and everything like that.
Yeah, because you put up a show.
But then you charging people to watch it as well, right? And some people like Gervonta Davis, they think that they're worth $70 for a view. Per view.
That's why they only do 150,000 views.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you do it in the right way, even like I was telling people for the Loma fight, if they do it on pay-per-view, charge it $20 or $40. Don't charge more than that. But they never did. Thankfully, they left it open because I also told them, I was like, I would like for it to just be regular TV because that's more viewership. That shows more. That gives more people an option. Not everybody's made out of money, right?
It opens up a bigger stage.
Yeah, because not everybody's open. Not everybody has a lot of money, especially in today's world. A lot of people are going by the stimulus checks and so on and so forth. So don't charge people that for the entertainment. If you want to go and watch the fights and everything and you want to go to the fights and you got that, go ahead, good. But I feel like charging for pay-per-view and stuff like that, it's let's water it down just for a second
and then go up
and then go back up because everybody's trying to be Floyd Mayweather and charge $100 a pay-per-view a show or whatever.
I guarantee you those 5 million people that we did on pay-per-view with the Lomachenko fight, they want to see him fight again. And I guarantee you, half of those people.
No, because you got to think about it. The people, that was just the viewership, right? Viewership. That means that was on just one TV, right?
Exactly.
Right, one channel. That means there could have been like 20, 30, 40 people watching that there alone, right?
Yeah.
That multiplies or triples and quadruples.
True. I didn't think about that.
So it may be 4.7, 4.6 million people that watched.
My family watched
but that was
it.
Viewership.
Like 30 people there.
That was the viewership. That means it could have been quadruple that.
Exactly.
That means it could have been like 12 million people. Yeah, because everything, you got to be smart in this world.
Yeah, that's
If you ain't smart, you last. You know, you got to really think outside the box. People box me in, and I was just like, cool, y'all could box me in. I'm going to get connected more with God. You know, the man that created it all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
One thing I got to say...
You know, like, it's cool. Like, look, I'm very thankful. Look, I could go on and on about certain things in society and stuff. I could keep going on about how we need to really kind of change our way of thinking. On Sundays, put your phone down and actually have a connection with your family and rekindle. You know, someone choose a day. I feel like even the internet should take a day off from everything and let people just kind of relive their life before God comes and changes this. People fearing that God is going to come and kill everybody. God ain't the type to kill people. He the type to change things in a better way. He had to kill the animals. Well, not the animal. He had to kill the dinosaurs and all that because we couldn't live in that world. We would have been eaten. You think T-Rex right now going by the strip? You think everybody would be like, oh, let me take a picture with T-Rex? No. T-Rex going to eat you. You know
it's evolution.
It's the evolution. Yeah. But how do we change it? So Apple, you know, Eve.
Yeah, but we also talked about, too, the survival of the fittest.
Say Eve. Yeah. Eve. Like, for real, Siri. You know, Siri's the devil. But I say it like this, like you got to, how y'all want to change this? They looking for Mars and they looking for... And you know what God is doing? Laughing. He's like...
Well, even the aliens are coming here. You're getting all these more UFOs captured and everything like there ever since the atomic bomb and the hydrogen and everything. What we did when we dropped it over.
Listen, I was
the children in the sky is what matters. Like every kid that comes in this earth, every kid, every mother that holds that baby is a gift from the man above. Right? Yeah. So treat them give them that imagination. You could give a little kid 2 rocks and I bet you he'll play with it like if it's something in his mind. Imagination.
That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. Phones have taken imagination out of the equation.
Exactly.
People would be like kids if they were bored, they'd be taking the coaster thing and they'd be making like a fortress out of it. Now they take their phone and they're playing a game.
Yeah.
I have no idea what game they're playing, but they're playing a game.
But they're playing a game and they're shutting themselves out from everything. Like you could literally take a kid to a waterfall, to a different country, and let them enjoy like a vacation. And what would they do? Be on their phone the whole time and missing that whole scenery.
That's true.
Exactly. That's what I tell my granddaughter all the time.
And that's this audience. That's this future audience. Like that's.
I've seen people literally grab 100 pound dumbbells, put it on their knees at the gym. Take a photo, have their girlfriend or girl or friend or whatever, take a picture of it, and then they post it and saying like hitting the gym hard.
Yeah.
And they just drop the weights.
They don't even use it.
They don't even use it.
Well, that's when people like
Frauds.
rent a Lamborghini or like a high-end car. They take pictures of it, or they just see someone's car randomly at like the Strip of Miami, and then they take photos of it. Oh, my new whip, check it out.
I don't take pictures of myself for nothing. We're doing nothing.
I got a Lexus, which is very nice, but that's just who I am. Like, it's very business, but the inside is very luxurious. But it's like a regular. It's not a regular car, but it's like it's a normalized car. It's not a Lamborghini. It's not a
Maserati.
It's Maserati. It's not anything like flamboyant. It's just plain Jane simple. Be what you are. Like, I don't got all the money in the world, but I'm really wealthy.
Yeah. And he doesn't go on top of it and dance on
like,
it.
I'm really wealthy though. I'm rich. Rich is just a state of mind. We're all rich.
That's true.
We're all rich.
Yeah.
We are all rich.
Yeah. It's about happiness.
It's
Sometimes
about
money can't buy happiness.
The most wealthiest men out there and the most richest people out there are looking for the one thing that everyone looks for: love.
Yes.
Exactly. They can't have it.
That is a great way to end on. And you were able to get your niece to put her phone away throughout the show with this conversation.
Exactly.
So that's a big.
Be a
that's
leader. We already have enough followers in this world.
Yeah,
so we need leaders.
We don't like sheeple.
Yeah, sheeple. I'm
many.
the black sheep.
What I gotta say is, we living life beautifully.
Yes.
Me and my son are more joined together now with the family and everything, and that's to us is worth more than money and fame.
Bond.
We don't need.
Not a lot of
fame.
people have this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Not a lot of people have this father.
All I
and
want is
son
my
connection.
son to go into that ring and whoop some ass. We're relevant, and every time you go to the boxing scenes, you see Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez. You know why? Because there's so much hate and so much love towards his name that he's always going to be relevant. And good news or bad news is always good promotion. It's
100%.
always good publicity.
Yeah.
As long as they're talking about you.
Exactly.
And I even saw Jorge Masvidal. He posted the photo
of you guys
the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he came to the gym.
I was working with him.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
he was working with him.
He
I was doing pads
with him, working with him. He came to the gym. I mean, this guy, he was nonstop working with us, and I appreciated that. And the
great
time,
guy, great
guy.
Definitely.
He
wants to learn. He wants to learn, you know.
Yeah, I was, showing him the ones and twos, little different things, how you could switch on different ends and be balanced on every position, because I've been doing Tai Chi and different arsenals in my craft now. Since I've been doing a lot of meditation, I've been doing a lot of different things, like kind of how I kind of can understand and relate to Bruce Lee. Not fully, but to the point. Because I like to keep myself humble. There's a lot of things that I know, and I think I know who I am, but I tell myself I'm not that person.
Exactly.
Because I don't believe my own hype. Right?
That's the way to be.
That's the way to be. You can't not believe your own hype.
We're in a good relationship with Top Rank. I just spoke with Bob Arum today.
I'm in the greatest relationship with Disney. What are you talking about?
Disney too, but we always been good with Top Rank. This is one fight that we just took. I spoke with Bob. He's gonna make the fight happen. We on the works to fight Josh Taylor. We don't want nobody less. You know what's so funny? That because my son made a quote, right, that he was gonna fight. We could fight Josh Taylor at a catch weight, so Josh Taylor could, get a piece of the lightweight division, get all the belts, and get all the belts at 140. So but my son said that, just laughed like
I wasn't.
Joke.
I wasn't joking.
No. But I'm saying you wasn't joking, but you was trying to make it seem like he could get all the belts at 135 and 140.
I mean, if they did it with Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis for 130, 135, why can't we do it
Bob
35,
told me,
40?
We can't do that because then if your son wins, he can't get all the belts at 140. I said, listen. I said no. I said no. We fighting at 140. My son said that because he thought it was possible, but no, we fighting at 140.
But it is possible.
Yeah, but he said it's not. That's
it is. They just don't want it to make it possible. Yeah. Can people see this?
Yeah.
Can people see this? There's a pattern. I'm always about putting my puzzles together. I'm all about patterns. I'm all about seeing the things that I do see. Everything is possible. If they have YouTubers making 10s and 15, 20 million dollars, if that, and doing exhibitions, not even allowed as an actual record fight, right? And they're getting top dollars, and they bringing every movie star into this.
We're gonna win, so it doesn't even matter.
It does matter to me.
Okay.
It does matter to me. Because enough is enough. If they could do that, they just don't want Teofimo to do another thing. and that's another history breaker. I'm here to break chains. I'm here to break them shackles.
I don't know the regulations.
And I'm here to know.
If it's possible, then we could do it.
Bro, Dad, anything is possible. Look how many champions I got in my division.
Yeah, exactly.
I got like 12 different fucking world champions in my division. And they're not even
fake champions.
Too many belts.
Too many belts.
Fake champions.
But what happened?
We beat the guy that was more avoided in the whole world.
But what happened? Like, money make you greedy when you're starving, right?
Yeah.
People was like, let's just make a belt for this, let's make a belt for that, and let's charge them sanctioning fees of this and that. I got to pay $200,000 every time I fight out there with these belts. Mm-hmm. Am I complaining? Heck no. I'm a champion. All right, cool. But I'm like, F you, pay me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that. It's if they could do it with Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis for the WBA, for both belts, what are you telling me you cannot do an undisputed for 35 and 40 and meet at the middle of a catch weight? It has been done before, but in a different outcome. If we could make history,
he's got to go to the bathroom. Episode 79. Episode 79 of the Schmozone podcast.
Teofimo Lopez right here, in and out.
We are out.